What if you walked into a store, money in hand, only to be dismissed before you could even speak? Jasmine Carter had heard the rumors. Luxe Elite, the city's most exclusive boutique, wasn't just known for its couture, it was infamous for its unspoken dress code. If you didn't look like wealth, you weren't welcome. And the woman who made that rule clear? Victoria Langley, the owner herself. Jasmine wasn't here for shopping. She was here for answers. She stepped inside the lavish store, its crystal chandeliers casting a golden glow over racks of designer gowns. Unlike the usual clientele dripping in diamonds and luxury brands, Jasmine wore a simple blue dress and sneakers. No flashy accessories. No visible signs of wealth. Just confidence. And confidence, it turned out, was not the currency Victoria respected. "Can I help you?" a voice cut through the air, crisp and cool. Jasmine turned. A tall woman in a perfectly tailored black dress stood before her, scanning her like an item under appraisal. The slight curl of her lip, the sharpness of her gaze, Jasmine knew this wasn't help. This was assessment. "Yes," Jasmine said smoothly, pointing to a breathtaking red gown draped on a mannequin. "I'd love to see that one." Victoria didn't move. Instead, she let out a soft chuckle. "That dress is $122,000, she said, pronouncing each number with slow, deliberate emphasis. "It's a collector's piece. Not really for browsing." Jasmine raised an eyebrow. "And how do you know I'm just browsing?" Victoria crossed her arms. "Because we cater to serious buyers here. Perhaps you'd have better luck elsewhere." The air in the boutique turned thick with tension. Jasmine felt the simmer of anger rise but forced it down. She had what she needed. Without another word, she turned and walked out. Behind her, she heard Victoria mutter to an employee, just loud enough for Jasmine to catch. "Some people really don't know their place." Oh, but she did. And by tomorrow, so would everyone else. The next morning, Luxe Elite opened its doors as usual, but something was different. Whispers spread among the staff. Phones buzzed. Victoria was in her office, scanning her daily schedule, when her assistant burst in, her face pale. "You need to see this." She thrust her phone forward. Victoria frowned, grabbing the device. The moment her eyes landed on the screen, her breath hitched. A video! The title? "Luxury Boutique Humiliates Black Woman, Watch What Happens Next." Her own voice filled the air, the sneering dismissal, the condescending smirk, the open ridicule. The footage had spread like wildfire, racking up millions of views overnight. The comments were brutal. "Disgusting. Boycott this store." Imagine judging a book by its cover, and then realizing it's the author of the bestseller. "Hope this place goes out of business." Victoria's hands trembled. Who did this?" Before her assistant could answer, the store's phone rang. Then again. And again. Reporters. Angry customers. Investors demanding explanations. Then, the door swung open. Jasmine walked in. But this time, she wasn't in sneakers. She was in a sleek white power suit, her presence commanding the room. Victoria shot up from her desk, her face a mask of disbelief. You set me up." Jasmine smiled. "No, Victoria. You set yourself up." She turned to the employees, scanning their anxious faces. "I hope you all have backup plans," she said lightly. "Because this boutique? It won't be around much longer." Victoria opened her mouth to argue, but before she could, another wave of chaos entered. The investors. And this time, they weren't here to shop. By the end of the week, Luxe Elite was a ghost town. No customers. No sales. No future. The headlines didn't let up. Investors pulled out. Bills piled up. Lawsuits loomed. One by one, the walls Victoria had built around her elite empire crumbled. And then, just like that, the boutique shuttered its doors for good. Jasmine passed by the empty storefront a few days later. The windows, once sparkling with luxury, were now bare. And there, on the sidewalk, sat Victoria Langley, head in her hands, defeated. Jasmine paused, watching the woman who had once deemed her unworthy. She had given Victoria a chance to be better. To be decent. Victoria had chosen arrogance instead. Jasmine smiled, shook her head, and whispered just loud enough for the wind to carry her words. "That's karma." Then, with effortless grace, she turned and walked away.